Hi guys, in today's video I'm going to be going through my 15-point finance MOT. Now, just like we would have an MOT on a car to make sure it's roadworthy and safe, I personally think we should have an MOT on our finances too. I've thought up of 15 points for us to go through together, and I want you to answer them honestly as we go through them step by step. So just before I go on to number one, I must just say I'm not a financial advisor. If you need advice, please go and get help from a professional financial advisor. Let's now get started on Free Your Finances Financial Health Checkup. Okay, number one, you've probably heard it a million times before, but have I paid off all high interest debt? If not, am I concentrating on reducing this as much as I am able to? Now, high interest debt is a dangerous thing. The amounts can build up so quickly with things like credit cards and high interest payday loans. Anything like this with a high interest rate, we need to concentrate on paying off as soon as we possibly can. There are some forms of good debt which you don't need to concentrate on paying off so quickly unless you want to. One of these good debts may well be a mortgage, for example. Number two, have I got an emergency fund? Now, depending where you read online, the amount that you should have will vary massively. An example often used is 3 to 6 months of your expenses. However, I have also heard 3 to 6 months of your income. For some people, this may be nowhere near enough. You need to decide what's best for you. Personally, I hold around 6 months of income in my emergency fund. Number three, how much do I spend? Now, this is one of the most unglamorous bits about finances, but we should probably make a budget. How much do we spend each month? Do you know that figure? It's very easy for spending to get out of control, and a budget is going to help us to keep track on where we're spending our money and if there's any places that we can cut down. Number four, how much do I save each month? Now, this moves perfectly on from number three. We should also take note of how much we are saving each month. Personally, I'm a big believer of pay yourself first. You may well have heard this before, but what this means is when I get my wage from my company, I make sure an amount of that goes straight out to my savings. So I don't even see that. I don't even get the chance to smell it or spend it. It's gone. By doing this, you're taking control and being disciplined on making sure that money is working for you in your savings. Number five, have I recently checked if I'm on the best savings accounts in my bank accounts? Now, I know on this point interest rates are notoriously low right now, but it is still important we make sure we're on the best possible interest rates. Banks have a cheeky tendency of starting you off on one of the best rates available at the time and then slowly reducing it over time without many people taking action on changing this. It's very easy to do a quick Google search and you'll find something like Money Saving Expert come up with all the best current savings accounts at the moment. Number six, can I earn more? So there's two main ways that you're going to be able to earn more. The first way is by getting a promotion at your job. You could potentially speak to a manager about what they think you need to do that would make you deserve a slightly higher pay packet. And then the second way is by introducing side hustles. So potentially you can introduce different income streams outside of your main full-time job. I'm going to put a link to a video I made about my income streams in the top corner of this one. Number seven, am I taking advantage of my employer's match at work in my pension? Now, I've worked for myself ever since college, so I've never had the great advantage of getting free money from my employer. But if your employer offers an employer's match to your pension, you should 100% be working towards taking advantage of this. Number eight, am I investing tax efficiently? So further to my previous points, we're slowly getting more complicated, and if we've done all of the previous points that we've spoken about, you may want to start introducing some investing. Now, it's important to make sure the investing you're doing is most tax efficient for yourself. A couple of quick suggestions of how you can do this is by investing in either a pension or an ISA, both of which are tax wrappers in their own special ways. Number nine, what is my net worth? So this one may sound a bit sort of self-centered, but it's not supposed to be that. Instead, it's going to help you keep track of your progress. Now, working towards financial independence is a long-term thing. It's a marathon rather than a sprint. Now, there are going to be times where it becomes a little bit demoralizing and you're going to feel like you're just not getting anywhere because it's such a long-term thing. By keeping track of your net worth, you're going to be able to watch your progress and see it changing. Number 10, set financial goals. Now again, I've made a couple of videos on my channel about goals. I'll link one of them in the top corner to this one. But setting goals is a really important thing for you to do. A quick Google search tells me that people are 50% more likely to reach their goals if they're written down. Now, I recommend having goals that are time measured, so you may well have either monthly goals or you could have yearly goals. Make sure your goals are realistic so that you stay motivated and keep working towards them, and it will be amazing just how much they help you work towards financial freedom. Number 11, do you have a spreadsheet of all your assets? So I have a second spreadsheet which lists each of my different assets and the amount in each one. The actual reason I made this is I do have money all over the place. Now, if anything were to happen to me personally, it would be a nightmare for my family if I didn't have this spreadsheet. I've made them aware where this spreadsheet is should anything happen to me, and it will make the process of finding all of these different accounts much easier. Number 12, have you thought about life insurance or income protection? About a year ago, I had a consultation with a financial planner and he went through all of my finances in great detail. Now, without blowing my own trumpet, he said I'd done fantastically well, but the one big mistake I'd made is I didn't have any form of income protection. Being self-employed and relying on myself being able to work to earn money, this was quite a silly mistake and it was quickly solved. These different type of insurances are also going to cover your family, maybe partners and children, so it's something I'd definitely recommend you looking into. Number 13, do you have a will and power of attorneys? Now, of course, this is the last thing you want to be thinking about should anything happen to you, but it's such an important thing that you do need to take into consideration. Again, as I said previously, if anything happened to you, it's going to be such a devastating time for your family. By you having these sorts of things set up, it's just going to make the process so much easier to deal with. A will also make sure that your wishes are carried out upon your death, and you can make sure the right people get your money. Number 14, are you comfortable with your current risk tolerance? Now, this one takes some deep diving into yourself, and you need to know how much risk you wish to take when it comes to investing and finances. Over time, maybe your risk tolerance has changed, maybe you've had children or your financial status has changed, so it's important for you to take note and make sure that your risk tolerance is still the same. If it's not, then of course you're going to need to make some adjustments to change this. And then finally, number 15 is don't overstretch yourself. I know it sounds so basic, but it's so important not to overstretch yourself. As we said earlier in today's video, the journey towards financial independence is a marathon and not a sprint, and you need to remember this. If you try overstretching yourself just to get to that end goal that bit quicker, you could end up in big trouble. Saving and building wealth is ultimately about balance, and it's important you still enjoy your life. So now I want you to add your point to my financial MOT in the comments box below. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget if you could just hit that thumbs up. It really helps a small channel like mine grow. And apart from that, I hope to see you on another video very soon. Take care, guys.